What's up, everybody? I hope you all are doing well. I have a guest with me here today that needs no introduction, but has definitely made his name in the hip hop and DJ world. He's been from the bottom to the top, a guy, definitely a street guy that I definitely am grateful to have on the show here today. It's so DJ Too Tuff. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, man? My honor to be on here.
Yeah, definitely a pleasure to have you on, bro. So tell us about the streets of Philly and being a DJ and take it away, bro.
Well, I graduated from St. Joe's Prep in 1986. It was like the 4 best years of my life. I had a classmate who had some SB 100s, Techniques belt driven Jones, and I watched them blend a couple Planet Rock and play at your own risk and stuff like that. So I got this DJ bug. Shortly after I graduated in the year 86, there was a crew that lived around the corner called themselves the Unforgettables. They were a breakdance group, and they later morphed into the Tough Crew. So I worked my way up, neighborhood battles and stuff like that, and got on the radar. And one of my best friends was a member of Tough Crew. That's the Overlord Ice Dog. I would go on to become DJ for Tough Crew. The first album that we released that we had our own creative control over. We made a song called My Part of Town. It features scratches from Curtis Blow that I did so damn tough. And it's been like a 35-year magic carpet ride just from that one song. Earlier this year, and the last year, should I say, we were able to, fulfill one of our dreams. We performed overseas for the first time. It was a nice little stack up to get the passports all in order. And we went over there with Schoolie D, Drez from Black Sheep, Terror the Damager. The tour was called Urban Matters. When we got over there, it was like we hit the lottery. The love that we got from Europe was crazy. People came from all over Europe. So
I saw some of those videos. Yeah, for
it
sure.
was a bucket list item for me because I wanted to get my team over there. I wanted to share the experience with the dudes that I did it with when I was young. They gave me a shot. So we look at now. We got a new album that we just finished with Rough Nation and Chris Schwartz at Creep Recording Studios down in Northern Liberties. Y'all go check out Creep Records as well. They got my lost archives on double vinyl. That's why you should really go down there and check it out. But we got a 10-song album coming out, Tough Crew, all original members. It's going to drop on colored vinyl on Rough Nation. And we probably
I'll put the link in the description after the video, guys, so you can go check it out from the description.
For sure. I appreciate that. I want to shout out my man Anthony Sessa. He was instrumental in me and you plugging in together. I want to come on and show the gratitude to the people who looked out for me along the struggle. At this present moment, I got about 3.5 years clean and sober.
Congratulations.
And it was a 30-year battle. I grew up in Kensington, and I probably touched every drug corner in Kensington one way or another, either hustling on the corner or buying off of the corner. I got shot out there. I got locked up out there. So I got a good testimony to unveil for people who may be struggling, with addiction. I found a way out. And if anybody out there, about the words and the disclosures that I'm making about some of the dark secrets of my past can benefit from the stories that I'm telling, if you feel like you got a like-minded story that you're afraid to disclose, well, secrets always kept us sick. And I found that out, the hard way. So today I'm a little bit more free. Very grateful to be on here with you. I just want to try to cement the legacy. It's been 30 years. We had some time off in between. But right about now, I released my first album, executive produced by Chuck D on a label called Spit Slam Records, which Chuck D owns, with his partner C Doc. They got a YouTube video. Y'all should check them out and subscribe to It's C Doc Again every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. They bring on legends like myself, Chuck D, Stetson Sonic, all type of different people are on there. So I dropped my first album. It was called Behold the Detonator. This was my first solo album ever. I never did a solo album myself, where I made the beats, recorded the scratches, engineered it. I got a great engineer who works with an artist from Philly who's up and coming, top-notch artist, OT The Real. I work with his producer and his engineer, soup kitchen. Boy's name is Thorough 215. So I sit up in my attic and I create these scratch songs. The Chuck D albums, I got a second one coming out, but both of these albums, the one that was already released entitled "Behold the Detonator," and the new one, I ain't going to drop the title yet because I'm not done it yet. But both of those are all instrumental scratch albums, so there's no lyrics on it. And Thorough puts the final touches on it. Um, Linking up with Tough Crew again and going back in the studio after 33 years of not
What's
doing
that like?
a Tough
How is it linking up after all those years? Are the personalities still the same, or
we never lost touch with each other along the way because we had started to do reunion shows in 2007. They like my brothers, they opened the door for me to enter into an art form that I may or may not have been, welcome in initially. I was foreign to the, Black music culture. I grew up, like I said, down Kensington. I never really had any issues with the race part because when I first was introduced to hip hop, the house parties were filled with graffiti writers, Puerto Rican descent, black, white, all type Chinese boys and all type of stuff. So hip hop has always been a melting pot for me. I always tried to be an ambassador, to be more than accessible to anybody who wanted to reach out to me. And especially for an interview like this, I'm very grateful to sit back and listen to some of the questions that you might have, man.
So I know that a lot of what you do now is a lot. You do a lot of community outreach and try to put back into the community because of would you be willing to share some of that, of what as far as the recovery stuff? Because that's part of my past as well. And the recovery stuff is very important to me as well, especially, I've lost a lot of family members and friends to drug overdoses, the fentanyl epidemic, and what's your
Well, I got to witness it firsthand, being an addict myself. I never ended up living in a cardboard box underneath the Ave, but I did hustle on the Ave, and I got high on the Ave many times, So as I said, once we're able to come to a conclusion about the powerlessness that that we own, it sounds simple to say take it to a higher power, but there's certain steps that I was guided through, and it gave me the freedom to never have to look back to want to use again. It doesn't mean that I don't struggle with anger. It doesn't mean that I don't struggle with lust. It doesn't mean that I don't struggle with procrastination, perfectionism, stuff like that. So the defects of character are still going to be there, and they're more prevalent for a person who had chosen to mask them for an extended period of time. So now when you dig out the emotions that you were pushing down and suppressing with the drugs or the alcohol or the weed, now you just got you versus you,
Mm-hmm.
So to thy own self be true is what I was told. Easy does it. Stay in this 24 hours. All good advice that I can give you. I make an AA meeting every day, 9:30 in the morning, to get my mind right because the process of living life through these 12 steps enables me to apply in all situations, even in hip hop, in my home life, with my family, with my son. We all make mistakes. When we go back immediately and we correct those mistakes before they can fester and become infected. We talked about infections when it was just me and you on the phone. So you know how it is to be infected. When we can relieve some of the infections, that we infect ourselves with, well, what's that? The way that we think, the way that we might make judgments about others, the way that we might choose to put others out there for expose them to say whatever it is. But if all of your secrets are on the table with God, then there ain't really nothing to expose.
Right.
No weapon. What we say, no weapon formed against us shall prosper. I let the music do the talking. I could preach on here all day. It really comes down to the individual making a decision on whether he wants to change his life by gaining a new perspective.
I was gonna say you can tell a lot of the heart and emotion come out in the music, because I've actually been listening to a lot of stuff over the last few days, and you can definitely feel the raw emotion that you put into the music. You can a lot of people you can't. It's just there's no feeling in it. They don't you can't feel the heart in it. You truly can. one I really like, Old School Jackin'. That's a really cool song. And of course, My Part of Town, like that. I got that. That thing's been on replay here the last few days. That will stick in your head like no other, man. That's I love that one.
They say timeless. You know, when we made the song, we didn't know it was going to be a timeless Philly anthem, and some people would say a timeless worldwide anthem. I mean, we just came back from Amsterdam, and just the love that we got was amazing. Um, My Part of Town took on a life of its own because when we initially created it and we were signed with Warlock Records, the other rappers that was on the label was Fat Boys, Jungle Brothers, a group called Hostile, and Little Susie, the club singer. And most of Warlock's distribution stuff was only in 9 states, but somehow our stuff got all over the world, even to the point where a group called King B made a song called Must Be the Music and backed by Dope the Man, and they sounded exactly like Tough Crew. It was the greatest form of homage. You know, imitation is the greatest form of homage.
Sure.
So
Sure.
shout out to King B for keeping the name alive just by, you know, mimicking the sound that we created.
Yeah, it's and you know what's really cool is that you know every couple of decades that this stuff like comes on replay. So like the 80s is like everything 80s is huge right now. So like, a lot of the old school stuff is being revived right now, which is really neat. And you so what you got the old school fans, and then you'll have like a whole new wave of younger people being exposed to the old school hip hop and you know, it happened in the rock genre, and now you know it's with the hip hop too.
I always thought it was important to include the new wave. You know, a lot of older DJs, maybe my age, they don't like the trap music. They don't really fuck with the young boys. You know, this with the saggy jeans and you know, the originality that this generation displays is the same type of originality that we displayed when they was giving us dirty looks for wearing, you know, big saggy jeans and big giant t-shirts and fat laces and stuff like that. You know, wearing our clothes backwards like crisscross and stuff like that.
I
So
remember that.
hey, hip hop has to evolve, you know, so you can't hold back the youth. The ideas that come through the music are creative ideas and they have to be, you know, put on display. I fuck with a lot of new artists. Um, One thing that I would like to announce while I'm on the air here, April 23rd, it's my mom's birthday, April 23rd. So happy birthday to my mom. But also April 23rd, we're doing a video shoot for My Part of Town. We remade it on the album with Rough Nation. So we're going to redrop it, all original members, same lyrics. You know, I redid the cut, so it's going to be a spectacular event. Everybody is welcome, the whole city. We wanted the whole city to come out to kind of reinvent the art museum picture. And we
Nice.
have a crowd, you know, we have a party scene that's going to go on at 4 p.m. Sunday, April 23rd at Lou and Choose. Come out. Everybody's welcome to come out and get in the video from My Part of Town. Make history with the Tough Crew as we come back from the abyss.
That will be posted in my community, guys. So I actually have that advertisement. So I'll post that in my community. You can check that out there, and everything, all the other stuff will be in the description. I'll post after the show, guys, so you can get the links to all his stuff coming out, and you have merch and stuff too, right? So do you have
I,
do you have the link? Send me the link to the merch too if you have that, and I'll
I
put
can
that in
send you
here.
the link. One, I'll definitely send you the link, and I appreciate, you know, putting the info out there to grab the merch and stuff off of us directly. One thing that made Tough Crew unique was we had a member. Each member of our group was a different heritage. We had one white kid, one black kid, one mixed kid, and one Puerto Rican kid.
Okay,
Also, each
real
member,
melting pot.
yeah, melting pot. Each member of the group in Tough Crew also was from a different part of town. Hence the name My Part of Town. We rep South Philly, North Philly, West Oak Lane, G Town, Camden, North Side, Northeast. You know, so
So I watched a video where you said that you wrote most of the songs in one specific park together. Where can you tell that? Can you talk about that a little bit?
yeah, the name of the park where Tough Crew, you know, where Tough Crew was born at was called Hart Park. It's on 4th Street in between Thompson and Master. That's where I first saw them practicing. You know, kids were bringing linoleum out and breakdancing in the, in that park. They had the DJ speakers and stuff out there. A short distance away is Fifth and Master, which is a park that has a swimming pool. We always play basketball there, but we also wrote most of our songs there, on late night get high sessions, drinking beer among other things. But, going back to those places and including them in the videos, from my part of town that we're about to do, as I said, it not only reminds us where we came from, but it gives us a way to document our own career. We don't have a documentary on Netflix. They didn't get to us yet. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll be alive to see a Tough Crew documentary. Maybe I won't, but I know we definitely made a mark in hip hop, and we opened doors for groups in Philly.
Absolutely.
And I'm not so concerned about we didn't get our due, because we already got past that one. You might not get your due right away. You might be a one-hit wonder, classified as a one-hit wonder to some. You might have got burnt for all of your royalty statements, like other people say. I heard all of the rumors, and some are true, some are falsified. But what we want to say is, you never know when the rewards are going to come. 5 minutes from success not only applies to staying clean and sober, but it also applies to the music industry. Just when you're about to give up, that's when you could get that deal. So shout out to all parts of town, for riding with the Tough Crew and showing us mad support throughout our whole, career.
So what was it like? What was it like being young and just rocketing to success and coming into that type of money? I mean, do you think that played a major role in I mean, obviously the majority of young people that come into money like that, they fall into all the pitfalls that you would expect. What was that like for you?
It happened pretty much overnight. I graduated from the prep. We happened upon a lot of cocaine, and then we went on tour with Two Live Crew, all in that same summer, So there was like a lot of free cocaine, a lot of traveling to Miami with crazy shit going on. We performed at Roberto Clemente Baseball Stadium on the Two Live Crew Move Something tour with Salt and Pepper, EPMD, LL Cool J, Luke Skywalker, LaJuan Love, K9 Posse, De La Soul. So many groups were there. I'm looking at all of the groups because they're like mythological figures to me. I just became the DJ for Tough Crew. I didn't expect to snap my fingers and they're like, we're going to Miami. We went to Miami on Christmas Day, and we went down there with big leather bombers, and it was pretty hot down there. So we look kind of hot, when we got off the plane. So we had a great time in Miami. Recently, DJ Khaled went digging in the crates on his Instagram page, and he pulled out my part of town, and he put the 2 pieces of wax up on the tables, and DJ Khaled scratched it up for a little while.
Oh, nice.
We shared that extensively. JT Money, who made the joint, who. He recently shouted us out on Drink Champs. So the buzz, the Tough Crew buzz, what I'm saying is the payload is about to drop, and it might have taken 33 years, but I'm sure that it's going to be well worth the wait.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's I actually want to thank Anthony Sessa as well, because he's the one who put us together here, and he's truly an inspirational guy in my life too. So I know you guys have the history together. I've known him probably about a little under 2 years, but he's done a lot for me as far as being there, in a positive way to help move. And I just wanted to give him another shout out. Thank you, Ant. I appreciate it, bro.
I got a good story about Ant. Ant loves his dad, and his dad gave him, a gift, these ice cream trucks, and I think, he pays homage to his dad by carrying on a legacy, and he brought me down to Ocean City, Maryland. I stayed at his house for 19 days. We had a great time, the North Side bar down there, and we went and did everything down there. He showed me love when I didn't even know how to love myself. He brought me out of Philly, me and my son, and he brought us into his home like we were his family. So I wanted to make sure we document that, on the video. And I just want to let Ant know that I love him, man. Thank you for everything that you did.
Yeah, it's yeah, I don't does anybody in the chat have any questions you want to ask? I mean, he's been around a while and has been around a lot of people and seen a lot of stuff. So if you guys have any questions, any recovery related questions, or any questions about Philly, anything, feel free to put them in the chat.
I could carry something on. I was on People's Court over a missing drum machine. So I reposted, I went and downloaded the video from People's Court because it was me on there, and I reposted it, and it got 844,000 views on my YouTube page.
Oh wow.
So then I started taunting People's Court. I already knew that it was a copyright thing because they said it when I put it up, but it still made the subscribers go way up real fast.
Right,
So
right.
somebody reported it, from taunting them on Instagram, like at People's Court on the fucking Instagram storyline. It was reported, and it got taken down, but it served its purpose. And going on People's Court, I'm going to use the intro to the People's Court. It's going to be one of the clips on my new album. It's fucking hilarious.
With Judge Wapner, was it Judge Wapner?
It was the lady, Christina Milan.
Okay.
She was talking real greasy to me too. Maybe I might put that up and take the chance on a second strike.
Yeah, hey, just to get the copyright claim, I mean, you can get a lot of subs off of that. Sometimes it's worth it.
Yeah, for sure, man. Shout out to People's Court for putting me right on the front and center. Gotta love them for that.
Yeah, that's wow. I didn't even know that. I would have definitely checked that clip out before now. But yeah, that's
what
do we got? Let's see. Oh no, that's not a
one of the things that I wanted to speak about is, we weren't connected any type of way. We didn't have any really ends. What's one thing that keeps you fighting and motivates you? Well, I got a lot to live up to when they start to call me legend. Legend, that puts a lot of pressure on me to live up to those so damn tough scratches. And trust me, the perfectionism is a battle. It's for most of the times it's me versus me. The choice is negativity or positivity. Depending on which one I choose, it's going to make my path easier to accomplish what I set my goal as that day. I don't always know what the goal is that day, but other artists, you say what keeps me fighting and motivating. This is this kid named OT the Real, and he's the most consistent artist that I've seen in a long, long, long time. And all of his shit is mad gangster shit, talking about Kensington crack and meth and all kind of shit. But it's the kind of shit that I love, and I feel like he's telling my story from Kensington, 25 years later. So one thing that does motivate me is that whole soup kitchen movement, man. Every member of them made me feel a little bit younger by accepting me into something that was a little bit younger, So salute to my man OT the motherfucking Real, man. And salute to my man Thorough 215, the backbone of Soup Kitchen.
Here's another
That's
question.
Good drop, right? That's a good drop.
Let's see. Paige says, I have a question. Does Too Tuff still want to do music full time, like production in studios, or like? So what do? You still you DJ all the time, right? At every weekend, pretty much, right? You're DJing.
Yeah, I moved a little bit away from doing the live appearances stuff, unless it's at a larger event. So I've been concentrating on my album and production. So that question is a great question. I've been trying to model myself in the line of DJ Green Lantern, K Slay, Funkmaster Flex, artists like, DJs like that who also do production, DJ Premier, Dr. Dre. So yeah, I do music full time. I've never had another job in my life except maybe some random jobs, 7-Eleven or a dollar store warehouse, but I've always been Too Tuff, and it's always been sink or swim. So I was blessed enough to receive a drum machine as part of the deal with Rough Nation for my Lost Archives vinyl, and it's an MPCX. So I've been me versus me inside the MPCX. You'll get an example of my solo production and my scratches and stuff with Thero's flavor added at the edits and the final mixes. I do everything up here in my attic, and I'm in the attic right now. You see the pictures behind me. Those are the things that motivate me. Hip hop in general motivates me, but also feeling like maybe maybe we never got our due as far as having as much money as maybe other people would have made off of that song, My Part of Town. But again, patience is a virtue. 5 minutes from success. I believe it's going to happen. I'm certain in my heart. We put the work in, and as long as you put the work in and leave the rest in God's hands, I believe that success is going to come regardless.
True. Here's a recovery question, I guess. Sunny Money Mafia says, DJ, what age did you realize you had an addiction?
Not until not that long ago. I mean, realizing it and admitting it. Realizing it and admitting it and then doing something about it is the hard part. We all kind of know that we're addicts. We ask ourselves, could I be an addict? Could I really be one of them? And then you find yourself in crazy situations doing the same thing and expecting different results. So I realized I was an addict a long time ago, but I didn't take the steps to correct it up until 3.5 years ago when I was blessed to have a moment of clarity.
Did you ever work with Grandmaster Flash?
I've seen Flash, but I never worked with Grandmaster Flash. But Grandmaster Flash was an incredible inspiration to me from seeing the movie Wild Style and watch him wake up right from taking a nap and then scratching on 2 turntables in his kitchen. So that was like early on in hip hop, the inspirations that I saw visually that made me want to be a scratch DJ. Shout out to Grandmaster Flash.
At the toy rooms and see what would he battle. Well, I don't know. I'm sure he's not looking to battle anybody on YouTube anytime soon. Despite what, well, a lot of people, I'm sure, would see a guy like this and want to use him for, to get their name, trying to battle off somebody. They do it in rap battles too. It's just the same type of thing. Let's see what do we got? Any more questions in here? Oh, looks like we have no more questions for now. But yeah, anything else you want to add, bro?
Well,
any questions, guys? Put them in there now. Get them up there.
I want to give an awesome thanks to Mr. Chuck D from Public Enemy. He's always been my favorite rap artist. So when I got an email from DJ M-Rock about 1.5 years ago, he's a DJ from out in Chicago, and he said that Chuck D had a list of his top 10 DJs that he wanted him to reach out to do one song. I kind of bombarded them with a lot of unfinished material, and they gave me an album deal. They signed me to the label, and I dropped my first album that I was speaking about earlier. But Chuck has been such a, to have a hip hop icon, I'm referred to as legendary in some rooms. Chuck D is referred to as legendary in every room, so just to have that backbone, it kind of came full circle for me, because there's no other, label that I looked up to more than Def Jam, and Public Enemy definitely cemented their spot in hip hop, from Fight the Power to Bring the Noise to Rebel Without a Pause. You know what I mean? So salute to my man Chuck D, and especially C-Doc. They got a label. The partnership is between Chuck D and C-Doc, David Snyder. It's called Spit Slam Records. They got all of the old school groups, the Stetsasonic, myself, Chill Rob G, DJ Lord, Public Enemy, Chuck D. Chuck D recently released a new album on that label as well. And we do vinyl and all digital platforms, cassette, CDs. It's a full-blown record label. Very happy to be part of it, man. Chuck nice. D, Public Enemy #1. I see it. Salute Morpheus.
Let's see. All right, guys, get the questions in if you got any more. But yeah, I really appreciate you taking the time to come on the show, brother. It means a lot to me to have somebody of your stature take the time to come and address my chat and answer questions. And what really inspires me the most, man, was the success story, with the recovery. Like that's truly, that to me is the biggest success story. And I appreciate you sharing some of that too, because a lot of my viewers have had past with the streets and addiction and stuff like that too. So I really like to spread positivity like that, inspirational things that people can take and use if they need it, or if not, hear a good story. One of the two. So
For sure. I mean, I've learned to, be faithful to commitments and responsibilities. So when you contacted me and I agreed, and then there was a little couple storms swirling around the outside, but I'd already made the agreement with you, so there's nothing to run from. So we come on here, we have a good time, we put out positive energy. Some of the things that you asked me to speak about was recovery, and I'm more than happy to be able to freely give away what I was given for zero price. What do you think of DJ Khaled not being a scratch DJ? Page, white chocolate, Nescafe. Okay. So Khaled pulled out the wax on his Instagram page. You can go check it out. It's probably on YouTube as well. And he actually was scratching up my part of town. So damn, so damn. And he shouted us out. I used a clip of that on the My Part of Town remix that appears on the Spit Slam album, Behold the Detonator. DJ Khaled rose to the cream of the top of the music industry in lightning fashion. When I'm sitting at home on my couch with my girl and my son watching DJ Khaled host the Grammys, and then I watch him scratch up my record. He hasn't sent any limousines to my house to pick me up yet, but I definitely would love to interact with DJ Khaled, and I don't have a problem that he's not the number one scratch DJ like Jazzy Jeff. He definitely has his place, and he definitely makes noise. He probably sold more records than any of us scratch DJs.
the DJ Screw era, yeah, that's so you have an affinity for the West Coast style stuff too. I saw some stuff because I noticed the Raiders attire that you have on a lot. So I see you represent the West Coast a lot. Can you weigh in on that a little bit?
The West Coast had a huge impact on me. I was a gigantic Dr. Dre fan, Snoop Dogg, RBX. Corrupt is from Sharon Hill. The members of Tough Crew, LA Kid, Tone Love, Ice Dog, myself, Monty G. LA is from LA, hence the name LA Kid. But yeah, I'll always loved the I guess it started with the Chronic, by Dr. Dre, and maybe a little bit before that was Above the Law when they dropped Murder Rap. And maybe if I take a step back, it was Ice-T with Colors, but I always liked that shit. I saw DMC and Chuck D and Eazy-E wear the satin Raiders jacket. And I like that look, so I adopted the Raiders shit. I'm probably the only dude in Philly that wears Raiders gear, and I've been wearing Raiders gear as my trademark for almost all of my career. It's become part of the Tough Crew mystique as well. They always ask us, why do you wear Raiders gear? It's kind of the gangster rapper costume.
Right,
it's a
right.
must have. You got to have the Raiders hat if you're a gangster rapper, so salute Tough Crew and salute the Oakland Raiders. I don't know about the Vegas Raiders. We keep it with the Oakland and the LA,
Right, right.
Yeah, DJ Khaled should. I would love for DJ Khaled to reach out to us. We've sent him, it's in the universe. The energy is bouncing around the universe, and if it's meant to happen, I'm sure that he'll come calling.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on, bro. I'm not gonna keep you too long here. I'm actually I just wanted to give you guys something positive, and to hear it from somebody who's truly been through the ups and downs in life and has come out the other side and with the success story. And that is what I want to spread, right? I want to be able to give you guys somebody else's story, so maybe that'll ignite something or plant that seed in somebody's mind that's struggling, and that seed will grow. And in time, certain words, make an impression on people. You never know what person you're going to reach and when. So that's the reason I always take the time to bring up the recovery end of it too. So.
Yeah, for sure, man. Great way to end it up. Maybe I could just send out my social media stuff. If you want to follow me on Twitter, at DJ TOOTUFF. Instagram is the same, at DJ Too Tuff, or you could just hashtag DJ TOOTUFF, Tough Crew. That should take you to anywhere you need to go. If you want to follow me on Facebook for some up close and personal stuff, Joseph Hicks. seems easy to find my phone number. Several people have called me and contacted me about coming on this show, so I'm pretty accessible. It was great to tap in with you, man. God bless you
Yeah,
and your family. It's great to see the picture of your son. He looks like he's gonna be a linebacker, bro.
little guy. That's my little grandson, man.
Or
That's
your
my grandson.
grandson. Hey,
Yep.
you still got responsibility for him. He got the husky going on.
Yeah, he does. He's a little. He loves action, man. He's gonna be one of those adrenaline junkies, man. He's always doing something crazy, jumping off of something. But it's all right.
Sounds like my son. I got an 8-year-old. His name is Jordan. He likes to make beats and rap. He doesn't like to scratch so much, but I place it in front of him. But he's more the beat maker and the rapper. So salute to the up and coming generation, man. We're not going to be here forever, so we got to set the stage for the next ones.
True.
Peace and love.
All right, guys. Smash that like button, and all the information I'm going to put into the description, so you'll be able to catch us there. You'll be able to get everything as far as his links, merch, what he has coming out, social media, the whole nine, guys. Have a blessed evening, and see y'all soon.